This is World Comics Review, and I live in Japan. Have I ever mentioned that? I think it might have come up once or twice. Anyway, Japan, being the homeland of manga and anime, has loads and loads of varied comics on different subjects, including the making of manga and anime, or stuff about the fan clubs that spring up around it. So let's look at some of them. So obviously there's this one, the one you've heard of, about these two guys dreaming of becoming the top manga artists and getting it made into an anime, and then the guy can marry his girlfriend once she becomes the voice actress of the anime. There's this one, which is probably one of my favourite ones, about an anime and manga fan club in a university, and this girl's trying to break it up to rescue her boyfriend, but then it gets even better than that. There's a Editor, which is a general one-volume romance story where they happen to be working in the manga industry. There's this one, a Chinese wife and an otaku husband, which is a mostly 4-panel gag story about a Chinese wife and an otaku husband, and then at the end there's a longer story. I actually bought this at the Shitennoji book sale, but forgot to mention it in that video. And there's also the Comic, which is a Shonen Jump one, but it only lasted for 1 volume, which in Shonen Jump terms is a disastrous flop. And it appears to be about a guy who's a manga artist, but his brother or someone he knows is in prison, and then later on the characters start coming to life out of the page, and yeah, it's just kind of weird. But anyway, now there is a new one. This one, Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. So this is about these 3 girls who make a anime club at their high school, but there's already another anime club at their high school, so it causes a bit of conflict and weirdness. So it's set in Shibahama High School, which is all weird, all lots of weirdly connected buildings all at different levels. So this girl, Asakusa, and yeah, there's 2 of the main characters. I don't think we actually find out their first names in this volume. So Asakusa is like a world builder and kind of a dreamer, and she likes to draw really detailed background art. And then there's also Kanamori, who is just interested in money, so she wants to make anime just to make money off it. And then there's Tsubame Mizuzaki, who is comes from a really rich family, and some of them are movie stars, and they want her to be a movie star as well. So they banned her from joining the normal anime club, and they like send secret agents to stop her from joining it. So yeah, they send secret agents to stop her from joining the anime club. So these 3 make their own anime club, and their first headquarters is this tiny laundry kind of hidden away down a maze of alleys and steps next to a river, which places like this are rapidly going extinct in Osaka and Kyoto, so they must be disappearing even faster in Tokyo, and already long extinct in the UK, of course. But anyway, Asakusa and Mizuzaki realise they can so Mizuzaki likes to draw simple, easy to animate characters, and they realise they can put their art together to make anime. So they literally put the paper together and hold it up to the light. And they haven't got any money, so they decide they have to make a quick anime and show it at this kind of a presentation thing for the clubs at their school, and then they'll get funding. But the normal anime club is complaining that they've doubled up the role, so they come up with the name Eizouken, Eizouken I guess, which is some sort of abbreviation for study of moving images. And they fool the staff of the school into thinking they're going to make a live action film. And anyway, because Asakusa's like a dreamy world builder, she kind of starts to imagine that some of the vehicles and concepts they come up with really exist, and they're flying through the city and then flying into space. This is her greatest world of monorails and windmills and rivers flowing down the streets and stuff, so they keep jumping in and out of this imagined world. And they get a clubhouse for their club, but it's they've got all holes in the walls and floors, and ceiling and broken windows and stuff like that. And yeah, she imagines a flying skirt, but then the others tell her it wouldn't work, so she crashes back to Earth, though in reality she falls through a broken railing. And they sell the footage of the broken railing to a You've Been Framed type TV show to get some money to make their anime with. And you're going along there, more imagining hovering vehicles, windmill world, and finally they get the concept of the anime. Oh yeah, they repair the clubhouse, and Asakusa imagines that they're repairing a spaceship and she's doing a spacewalk. And this is the, the spaceship she imagines from their clubhouse. And they also scrounge some supplies from the school, including a proper animator's desk with a built-in light box and stuff. And it's implied that some other famous anime was made on that desk and somehow it ended up in a school story. And they finally get the concept of a girl in a school uniform with a gas mask and a machete escaping from a mini tank which is chasing her. And they turn that into an anime after lots of semantic arguments with the students' council. They finally get to show their anime and people like it, so they get funding, and that's the beginning of volume 2. So it's there's some notes at the end. So it's pretty fun, but pretty dense for the typical manga that makes it to the West. So if you're used to the action style like this one, with yeah, usually only 3 or 4 panels per page and lots of big spreads, and action panels like this, just one picture for the whole page, then oh yeah, like this, then this is much more dense and takes much longer to read, usually 6, 7 or 8 panels a page and dialogue in almost every one. So yeah, good for filling a few hours. And the character artwork kind of reminds me of Narwhal, the celebrated comic skate artist who's currently working with your boy Zach and often ridiculed by the privileged elite from the big 2. So are they going to be making fun of this as well? I expect the silence will be deafening. And also there's a couple of, you might call them concessions to modernity in this, which perhaps the artist thinks is what Western fans want, but you'll know them when you see them, but they aren't too obnoxious and in your face, so recommended for now, but I'll get volume 2 one day and see how it goes.